drawn from and from what you have in front of you is the exact same AutoCAD file that generates this. The drawings are no different. You draw one map, and then from that map you make sheets.
Can you locate the right-of-ways on it?
Sure.
Maybe I'm just misreading it, but it looks to me like they're very close.
What's the scale of that plan?
This?
Is it 1 to 100?
Yes. This is the right of way.
Okay, you know what? That's the old property line. I was reading those here to the right-of-way. And again, I'm not an engineer.
That's, and your utility easements are right here.
That's
It's
actually
this
what I'm
line.
looking for,
It's
is
this
the
line.
actual utility easement.
That's this right here.
Right.
What is the distance?
130 feet.
Okay. What's the distance on the cleared area? In the same spot?
Roughly, yeah.
Is that the widest one?
I don't know, probably not.
We pulled tape, it's 162 feet.
That's entirely possible depending on where you pull tape. I mean, it's just, what you've got, the dark lines on your map, this dark line that is limits the primary open space, and this dark line that limits the primary open space is the limits of what has been cleared to date. That's why the lines are the shape that they are. I don't know what else to say.
On this.
This is not,
I
this is
realize
not
that,
putting scale.
but it's still, I can still do this.
Do it
Right?
on the big
And get
version.
40 feet.
Can
No.
you do it on the big version?
Because that's 2 point something to get to it. You can do it here.
Do it on the big version, that's probably what I'm doing.
This is 140.
Yeah.
120.
That's
20.
That's 22.
Jesus, 40.
That's 140 that you measure right
That's
there.
140 right there. Just kind of
Let's measure right here. Along that line. That gives you an easy reference.
So it's 135. 135. So its narrowest point is 135. At the narrowest point on the plan, it's 135 feet.
And it's drawn at 132, so the difference is 3 feet, as opposed to the difference between 132, 160 and 80.
No,
No.
the widest point on here is 135. The narrowest point on this is 130.
Council, you have been given inaccurate information by the town planner. There's no doubt about it, that's just been shown. The town planner said what we showed was 82 feet. The town planner has to admit that that's inaccurate.
What?
That's all there is to it. If you ask the town planner, she will now, as she just did, have to admit. The point is, council, I'm not here trying to say to you that, hey, we got you or not. We tried to talk with the town planner and the town administrator about this when this was raised with us. The fact of the matter is, any way you look at it, we have complied with the ordinance. The information that you are getting, upon which you are making your decision, is inaccurate. If you do that, that would be a mistake, because we can prove that what is contained on our grading permit is not 82 feet. It is 135 or something in that area, which is why I said almost exactly. I couldn't say exactly, because that's not right. However, it is not 82 as was said to you twice and then was attempted to contradict my statement. What happened next is on July 28, without any notice, and I believe what was said to you was they tried to work with the developer. On July 28, without notice, we received a notice of removal of approval and a notice of violation. We had no idea that such notice was coming. What also came was an order to stop work. What we learned later today, actually, was that this was not a stop work order pursuant to 8-4.6 of your ordinance, but was an order to stop work. I don't know what was intended as to be the difference. Notwithstanding that, the developer voluntarily stopped when the developer did not have to. There was no right to issue a stop work order in this scenario under your ordinance, but we stopped work anyway. What happened as a result of us stopping work is we had to stop doing the erosion control that we were going to do. We completely disagree that we've done anything different than what has been proposed, what was said to you all in the Summerfield staff report, what has been in any of the diagrams, and what is allowed under your ordinance. It is your ordinance, and I believe Ms. Collins said that we're trying to do something outside of your ordinance or something like that. We're not. We're living within the terms of your ordinance. Your ordinance also talks about OSRD. We are almost 100% OSRD, and the applicable ordinance is about 50%. The ordinance says limited disturbance necessary. If DOT regs and applicable law says you have to have a certain site distance so that you must grade on both sides of the road, we must. We must. And frankly, if you don't have adequate site distance, if there is an accident on that road and Summerfield did not require adequate site distance, it is certainly possible that Summerfield could be subject to a lawsuit because of inadequate site distance. That's not something that you can just push aside. The staff believes, or the staff has said in its notice of violation, that we violated the ordinances by doing several things. One, by creating a forestry business. That is a ridiculous statement, and one that we believe the staff knew was inaccurate. There is no such forestry business going on, and the staff was told today that there has been no such sale. In fact, we have had to pay for removing our trees. This is an indication of how this project has come. This project is clearly not a favorite for this council. There's no way we're going to get up here and say anything that will make the council feel good about this project, whether we all agree that we stayed within the ordinance. But that's not the issue. The issue is, did we violate your ordinance or didn't we? And we didn't. And that's the issue that has to be before this council, not whether the council likes this project. There is no evidence at all, and there can be no argument that we violated your ordinances. If there's any other questions, I'm glad to answer.
I have a question for you. Are you a trained engineer?
No, sir.
Is there a trained engineer that can speak to the issue?
There is, and the trained engineer was speaking already. Would you like the trained engineer back?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's the question.
Can I speak? I'm Dick Fulner, and I'm a member of the zoning board, but council advised me I can speak as a public citizen. And I think Bob Williams, in his wisdom, had some very good comments. I would suggest that you be very cautious in taking any action on any remediation tonight. I think it would be appropriate to go back and actually listen to the tapes. I recall that Michael Westcott, when this came before the town council, there was a question relative to the amount of disturbed area. And I believe the amount of land in the town of Summerfield is less than 5 acres, like 4.7 acres. And the question was raised, how much land would be disturbed as a portion of the road and construction? It was presented to the town council that approximately 0.8